Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the weekly NFL picks presented by The World of Football. I am your host, Adam Snow, and along with my brother Aaron and our father, the founder of The World of Football, Randy Snow, we have been picking games throughout the regular season and throughout the postseason of the 2023-2024 NFL campaign, and here we are. We have reached the Final Four, the penultimate weekend of the NFL season, because we aren't counting the Pro Bowl, but the penultimate week of meaningful football, the NFC and AFC championship games. As you could tell, we might be rooting for a certain team. Whether or not we pick them is a whole different situation.
Mm-hmm.
But real quick, we're going to go back. We're going to look at how everybody did last week in the divisional round. There were only 4 games, and as you can see there are quite a few of you guys who went 4-0 last week, so kudos to you guys, that being Leonard, Liz, B. Lewis, and Aaron all went 4-0 that last week, along with Dad. Sorry, Dad. Yep, you were in there too. At 3-1, Royce and Hawkeye 07, Mike, Ted, Tim, and myself all 2-2 last week. So no Kyle this week. Kyle forgot to put in his picks, he told me. But I mean, you guys got all 4 right last week. I went 2-2, a little bummed about that. But that means overall, though, as we look after 2 weeks of playoffs, Aaron and his wife Liz sit at the top with 8-2 records. Myself, Randy, Hawkeye 07, Leonard, and Royce all at 7-3. B. Lewis, Mike at 6-4, Ted at 5-5, Cringe at 4-2, Tim at 2-2, and Kyle at 2-4. Guys, we are here. It's championship weekend, and there's 2 games. I mean, how are we all feeling before we get into the picks?
I'm feeling good about my picks.
Yeah, I can easily see myself going 0-2, but I'm really happy the Lions are featured this weekend. So
Yeah.
Very true. Very true. Well, let's not delay much longer. There's 2 games to get to, and I mean, we might be spoiling who we're picking, but we'll get to it. But Dad has to first read a disclaimer because as long as there's meaningful games being played, there are people out there betting their hard-earned money on these games. Randy, what do you got to tell them?
If you plan to use our predictions as a means to justify your gambling debts, then you, my friend, are an idiot. We don't know what we're talking about, and you should never listen to us for gambling advice. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Yep, that is true. And I mean, it's been a long season. And you guys have entertained me along the way. I just want to say. I hope the feeling's mutual, but by the look on Aaron's face, and Dad's, yep, I doubt it. But all right. Let's waste not more time and get into the game. AFC Championship, 3 o'clock, CBS this week. Boy, Aaron, since you had the best record, well, you and Dad, but I believe since you lead everybody, tied with your wife, I'll let you go first this week.
I'm going to
Chiefs,
pick the
Ravens.
hometown Ravens to beat the Chiefs. I can easily see it going the other way, but I think the Ravens have been on a tear this year, and they know that in order to be the best, you got to beat the best. So they have to have this game at home to get to that Super Bowl that Lamar Jackson hasn't quite made it to yet. So I feel like this is the year for them. This is the year they make it to the Super Bowl.
All right. There's a bunch going at it here for me. Look, I also shout out to all those Ravens fans. M&T Bank Stadium, absolutely crazy. It's no Ford Field, but absolutely awesome crowd and vibe they got out there in Baltimore. So they're going to be a rockin' for sure. I have been really bad at picking the AFC side of the bracket this year. Very, very bad. So it feels like any pick I make, it'll be the opposite of what happens. And I also saw something that said any team that beats Josh Allen in the playoffs loses the very next week. So that does not bode well for the Chiefs. So I will take, because I kind of want the Chiefs to play in the Super Bowl for the other game, but I will take the Ravens to win at home with that crowd. As much as I don't want to bet against Mahomes and their playoff experience, which showed up last week after we thought they weren't as good as they normally are, but they have playoff experience, and I think that shows. I'll take the Ravens to take this one.
Well, I'm afraid you are both wrong. I am taking the Chiefs. I've been saying all season long, you don't count out the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes has got all the experience. Um,
He's got
the
six.
the Ravens,
6 straight AFC Championship games.
yeah, the Ravens quarterback there, Lamar Jackson, he doesn't have that experience, and so I am going with the Chiefs to win this game and advance to the Super Bowl. Don't count out the Chiefs, even though they're on the road, they're in a hostile environment. Just like last week, they're going to come out on top.
It's a love story, Randy, just say yes.
Hey, of all the things he could have done, Aaron, real quick, Dad, you had the absolute perfect opportunity to put on your Swifty sweater and do a whole bit.
No,
You had the opportunity and you dropped it.
I know it, but I did see a graphic where they were talking about they had Eminem in a Lions jersey and Taylor Swift in a Chiefs jersey, and that was one of the possible matchups. So, yeah, unfortunately they don't play, so it doesn't matter.
All right. Anything else from the Chiefs Ravens games, guys?
No, it should be a good game.
It should be a good game. And I expect Tony Romo to just say some completely outlandish stuff. So if you're doing a drinking game, this might be the game to do a drinking game towards. But all right, so we're going to get that game out of the way. And the second game, the NFC Championship game, featuring our beloved Detroit Lions traveling out to San Francisco to play the number 1 seed San Francisco 49ers in a game that is literally a coin flip. I think a lot of people surprised Detroit got this far, and I think there's even more people. Yeah, and there's a lot of people who I think are coming to Detroit's side saying, you know what, they actually might have a chance. It's not 100% that there's still some people out there who don't give the Lions a shot. So I will start off our picks here, guys. I have gone every single week of our picks picking the Detroit Lions, win and loss. And, you know, I can't remember a season where I've never had more faith in a team. And it's not going to change this week, as I will pick the Detroit Lions to pull the upset on the road wearing the marshmallow white uniforms to hoist that NFC Championship trophy at the end of the night. And whether or not I go into work the next day is still up for debate. But I know one thing for sure. The Lions will be NFC champions.
Well, you know, Detroit has looked really good all year long, but they're not done yet. There's still work to be done in Detroit.
Dang it.
And
prop alert.
They are going to do it. They're going to go into San Francisco, and I really feel that they have a legitimate shot to beat San Francisco and advance to the Super Bowl. So, yes, I'm going with Detroit all the way. Go Lions.
Pause for more props.
That's it.
Okay, 2? That's it? Lions. You think the Lions are going to the Super Bowl and you only got 2 props?
That's twice as many as I usually do.
Don't know how I can top that, but to be the one to follow up that performance, Dad, I'm also going to take the Lions. I just believe in this team. I mean, the Niners are a great team. They have a great defense, and the only question mark I have going into this game is Jared Goff. He has played turnover-free football in the playoffs, which has been amazing, and he needs to continue that for 2 more games.
Yep.
If he doesn't do it against the 49ers, the Lions will lose that game because Bosa and Chase Young coming after him. I think Sewell and Decker got their work cut out for him, but they're up for the task. They made that Tampa Bay defense look really bad at times, and this 49ers defense is really similar, but they just got more bigger names. So I'm hoping Goff puts in another good game and can lead the Lions to the Super Bowl. And who in their right minds would ever thought we'd be alive to witness it?
Yeah. This is going to be a great game, but I'm putting my faith in Jared Goff's playoff experience against Brock Purdy and his non-playoff experience. Very little. So, yeah, I'm going with the more experienced quarterback, which is Jared Goff. Like you said, he's been playing lights out lately, and if he can continue that, we'll come out with a win.
I also think it's funny or beneficial for the Lions that C.J. Gardner-Johnson is playing the 49ers for the second straight year in the NFC Championship. And I think the fact he's been there and done it before, he can give these guys some tips that they didn't have last year. Even Tyson Alualu for the defensive line of the Lions has been a 49er for a few years. So I think they got some nice little inside edge pieces that can give them a little bit of a heads up or impact on the game.
And look, make no bones about it. While I think the Lions are going to win, this ain't going to be a cakewalk. The Lions have done this all postseason. The Rams game, the Bucks game, this will be the same type of game. It's going to be a back and forth. These two teams are so eerily similar. For every Deebo Samuel, there's an Amon-Ra St. Brown. For every Christian McCaffrey, there's a Jahmyr Gibbs. For every George Kittle, there's a Sam Laporta. They are mirror image teams. And it all comes down to that quarterback position this week and that defense, because it's going to be which quarterback plays the most mistake-free football, which defense can actually capitalize on opportunities, because Goff almost gave the Buccaneers an opportunity. The Buccaneers just didn't capitalize. So it's going to come down to that. I think the offensive line play for the Lions might be a slight edge in their favor, having a Sewell, a Decker, and a Ragnow who's been playing through injury like a champ. I think that just gives the Lions a slight edge at O-line, but everything else, they are mirror image teams. But their head coaching styles are so vastly different. That could come down to that too. It's going to come down to a Dan Campbell 4th down call. We all know it. At some point, it happens, and it's going to happen again. It's happened in every playoff game, and it's going to also be, when is Shanahan going to pull the trigger on some big, bomb? Like, is it going to be Kittle? Is it going to be a Deebo Samuel, who we don't know is healthy or not? So, or Ayuk. Can't even forget about Brandon Ayuk being out there. So,
it's going to be a close game for sure. It'll be coming down to the fourth quarter, which, I expect you don't see any blowouts in the playoffs anymore, really.
Yeah.
But it'll be good, and I'll be on the edge of my seat all night long.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And don't forget, the last time the Lions advanced to an NFL championship game, they had to go through the San Francisco 49ers back in 1957.
Yep.
So, with that, guys, what a season we've had. I mean, win or lose for the Lions, this has been a ride. It's been so much fun. We've had a heck of a season. So, we appreciate everybody tagging along. Leave your picks down in the, comments below. We'd love to see them. We'll see if Aaron and Liz can continue their hot streak. So, yeah. Anything else, guys, before we wrap this baby up?
No, I don't think so.
All right. For Randy, Aaron, I have been Adam Snow. Good luck watching the NFC AFC Championship games this week. And Dad will read his little spiel here at the end, and then we will say goodbye.
We're good.
Really?
They know to like, comment, subscribe, and do all that other jazz. You don't got to say it this week. Go Lions.
Are you sure? Darn.
Just say it. Just say it. It's tradition. And then we'll get out of here.
If you haven't done so already, don't interrupt me. If you haven't done so already, please take a moment and like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification on our YouTube channel. We're also on Facebook, X, and Instagram, where the address is TWOF Kalamazoo. We have a weekly audio podcast called This Week in the World of Football, which is posted on Tuesdays and is available on all major podcast platforms, as well as Amazon Music, so you can simply ask your Alexa device to play the World of Football podcast. You can also find the full audio version of our podcast on YouTube. So please, spread the word. Give us a like, leave us a comment, let us know what you think, and please, come be a part of the football conversation.
If you were trying to show the side of your helmet, it didn't
Yes, I was. Didn't work? Oh, okay. All right, there's that side. There's that side.
All right. I got nothing.
See you next week.
Go Lions. Go football.
Go Lions.